major problems, right? So I'm looking for this, and I know this was already taken down a lot of spaces, so I found some place where it wasn't, and now I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Right. So I'm gonna play this, share the screen, play this little clip, and you guys, I guess, get to see, that you be the judge of whether this is, something that should be punished or reprimanded or something. I think at the least should be reprimanded.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. So I just saw a group of Democrat Congress leaders expressing their sedition, in my opinion, that military members should disobey lawful orders of the president if they, I guess they're saying unlawful orders, but we know exactly what they're getting at, because Democrat cities will have to be.
The threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse
to protect and defend against foreign and domestic enemies. So I don't know how you guys feel, but I think these are domestic enemies, in my opinion.
Refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
our Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
And know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
the American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution,
and who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
All right. So I believe that those Congress people definitely give up the ship. They no longer should be in America, in my opinion. They should be hauled away and prosecuted. But that's my opinion. Obviously, they're probably nothing at all is going to come of that. Maybe someone will, speak out about it, but will anything happen? Probably not. So that's the problem that we have right now in America. That remember the 51 intelligence officials that said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. Basically, it was not. And now we're finding out that that's true. Remember how we had the Russia collusion of the 2020 election, where all the different government agencies and Shifty Shift and all these other Congress people, media came out and said that absolutely President Trump had colluded with Russia to steal the election, and it's all being disproven. In fact, there's dozens and dozens of witnesses from CIA, FBI that are coming out and saying that it was a big fat lie. Wow. So what's going to happen to these people that keep doing this? What's going to happen? Now, we just saw recently that the Dems just kept pushing and pushing for Epstein. Trump has said this is old bullshit. There's more important things to focus on, but they kept pushing. To me, what they did is they chummed the water for sharks. And already we have Larry Summers, who was Obama official, I think for the Treasury or something. And he was working at Harvard and some other places. He had to resign because he had been emailing. So these emails are starting to be released. He had been emailing, and almost all of the Democrat Party at the time was working directly with Jeffrey Epstein. There was one time where he was in trial and he was emailing while in the trial to a Democrat congressperson. So this is basically going to cause the Democrats to be eaten up in shark-infested waters, right? And then The other ones are going to like run for their lives to the beach, and if they make it, they're like just going to start disappearing, going to start to go quiet and silent, go to their big cities, and get the people that are MK Ultra to protect them, right? So now, I've talked about how cities here in America are probably going to go bye-bye, right? We've talked about Chicago, New York, Seattle. Of course, we got Seattle now has a communist that was inserted, wasn't elected, inserted. We have Mamdani inserted, all right? So we're having more and more of this, and I think there's a couple of other ones that I saw. Once I get more information, because they're like on the verge of getting some kind of seats in towns and so forth like that. They're being exposed as much as possible, as fast as possible, but still, we're probably going to see a lot of these cities be destroyed. All right, so we're seeing stuff like the sedition. We're seeing they're coming out with trying to point the finger at Donald Trump. You think at this point Donald Trump really, with all the lawfare that's been thrown at him, you really think that if he had any now when he first came into office, he went after Jeffrey Epstein. He had the Department of Justice go after Jeffrey Epstein, and that's when, after he came in office, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested. Hello. And then Ghislaine Maxwell, when Trump was in office, right? No one else had been able to do it. But when Trump came in, they got arrested. So do you really think that Trump is involved? Maybe. I don't think so, right? At this point, it would have been disclosed. So all of the rhinos, all of the demos, maybe some of them are going to get demoed, but all of the Democrats that are screaming and yelling, trying to point the finger, you know who that is. One finger goes out, you got three pointing back here. So that's the way the Democrats are, right? Because it's part of their deflection. They scream and yell like they're doing right now with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Bill Clinton, people have said that he was on the Lolita Express 26 times, but the Lolita Express didn't go to Jeffrey Epstein Island. It went to St. Thomas, and then from St. Thomas, you had to take a helicopter or a boat. So there's complete, there's no record of anybody on any of those. And then there's people have come out and said, hey, I saw Bill Clinton, and then Ghislaine Maxwell came out and said, oh, that's a lie. So because she said it was a lie, it's a lie. I've heard this back and forth on the news. It's so ridiculous to me. So a lot of this stuff is being exposed. These people, Bill Clinton went to Epstein Island. Yes, he probably, did some raunchy, bad things to young girls, like a lot of them do. They're all caught. They've probably all been dealt with. It's on some level, but that's the least. Of course, that's horrific and should be, put on like a pedestal, like they're trying to do. But that's the least thing that they have done that's criminal, guys. All right, and that's what President Trump, I think, is getting to. There's a lot worse that they have done, right? And adrenochrome and child sacrifice and all that stuff. Raping a child is bad enough, but adrenochroning them and then cannibalizing them, right? Sacrificing them and then eating them, that's another level, right? So we haven't really even started to go there yet, right? We're not even at the point where we're holding them accountable for raping children. So we have a long way to go. And, Epstein Island stuff, to me, yeah, those people that were affected, they're applauding. But some people have said, and it does make sense to a certain level, that when someone comes forward and reveals that when you, and they do it on the down low, and believing that their reveal is going to be protected. Now it's not, right? So will that make it less likely that people will reveal in the future? So you can see where this is going, the possibility of where this could go. All right. Not only revealing some of these people involved that nothing will happen to because the judicial side is completely still controlled by them. And that's probably one of the reasons why Trump didn't care in the beginning. It's like, you're still there? What? Come on. We got other shit going on. Come on. So I know a lot of you are like, well, we have to fix that. Well, you fix that and you break other things, I think, unfortunately. So a lot of people don't understand the bigger picture here, I think. I don't understand it completely. For me, I'm like, yeah, reveal friggin' everything. But it's going to go before judges that are going to protect it and have been protecting it. So then you have to have military tribunals. You have to have the military come in and fix the voting abnormalities that the Democrats use to stay in power, right? And then you have those congressional leaders that are basically saying, military, you should revolt, right? You should revolt. So big cities pretty much being destroyed. I think it's coming. Other things that we have to look at is Greg Abbott declares CAIR and Muslim Brotherhood terrorist organizations, bans land purchase by them. Of course, they're here in America, thanks to the Biden administration, the Democrats, but he is making it illegal for them to own land in Texas. So this comes months after Abbott signed a law banning so-called Sharia compounds in Texas. In a statement, Abbott said, in part, the Muslim Brotherhood and CAIR is Council on American Islamic Relations, have long made their goals clear: to forcibly impose Sharia law and establish Islam's mastership of the world. And they are they're moving very quickly in Texas and other states to do just that, guys. All right, so let me give you an example of, now I've seen the extreme Islam all over the world, and it's very, very, very ugly, right? It doesn't belong in any first world nation, a society that has laws, because it's lawless. It's barbaric, right? So let me give you just an example. Just recently, Bangladesh Muslims threatened Hindu journalists with gang rape, assault her husband. All right, while they're assaulting her husband, they assaulted him. He's in a store, and there's people in the store that know him, that he's friends with, or so he thinks, but they're Muslim and he's Hindu. So it goes to like, the magistrate, whatever, and he basically brings this up, and the people that are in there, they say, well, you're Kefir Hindu. How can you be a friend? So they'll turn on you in an instant, guys. I've seen it overseas. I've seen this overseas. I've talked about this quite a bit. The rape, the Muslim rape is out of control all over the world right now, right? So they've been, this one woman has been reporting on threats and problems from the Muslim community against Hindu communities. They desecrate Hindu temples, forced conversions, like convert to Islam or die, right? Mob violence across Bangladesh. So our work has appeared in online portal The News, and is drawn the ear of local Muslims who view the coverage as undermining their ideological narrative. Now, this is coming for all the places where Muslims have started to settle. Texas, where is it? Up in the north, where they have those big cities. Anyway, where Sharia law is starting to take hold, guys. I've seen this in like centered Muslim communities where the radicals come in and start to do the Sharia law. They start to walk the streets and they start to impose on the community the extreme Sharia law. If women are not burqa'd, they beat them. If they're without a male escort, they'll threaten rape and sometimes rape them. Right? If they're not from that group, I remember in Islamabad there were some Chinese women that were there, and this is, I think, what really started Islamabad to really crack down on the radicals that were walking the streets. So these Chinese women, they're not wearing burqas, and I guess some of the local men like to go get massages from the Chinese women, so they assaulted them and all kind of crazy Chinese women and the Chinese men that were there, and then the government cracked down. Right? Are we going to see that? Absolutely. Probably have already been seeing it. It's been covered up in our communities. Absolutely. It's not maybe. It's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's the way the Muslims are. Now there are Muslims out there that are very centered and don't, go radical ever. But there's too many of them that have come here that are starting to push mosques all over the place, and then they have the mosques that have the 5 times the prayer, which is very oppressive to everyone. It's a noise problem, right? Very much a noise problem. And if you protest, then they'll come after you. They have the press that's on their side. They have law enforcement that's on their side, and some of the government side. So yeah, there's it's not looking good, right? Yeah, it's Wisconsin. I think is a problem area. So I see Kim in Wisconsin. How about Kim? Is Wisconsin the problem with the Muslim communities there? I've heard there was, but there's definitely in Minnesota. There's problems. So in the northern part of the country, and obviously down in Texas and New York, where they like take over streets and pray. So it's at Dearborn, Michigan, yeah. So Minnesota, Penny, yep. Minneapolis. So there's a lot. Dearborn, yep. Some of these cities are pretty much taken over by Muslims. So those at one time were large, very functioning, right, cities that are pretty much not so much anymore. And I think that's one of the ways they can come in, because these cities have pretty much collapsed through too much Democrat use, right? Democrats come in there, basically destroy cities, right? And then they create a vacuum, and the vacuum is filled with undesirables, pretty much. So, all right. So let me share with you. You guys probably think, Mike, you don't know what you're talking about. How can these cities be destroyed? Well, I'm just going to share with you a few throughout the world. The temples of Tikal, Guatemala, had disappeared for, like, I don't know, over 1,000 years, right? So 6 temples still dominate the landscape, much as they did 1,000 years ago. So they disappeared. They were rediscovered. Zimbabwe, Pakistan, Mohenjo-Daro. Now, Mohenjo-Daro, I believe the reason why that, you see, it was a huge city. I think it was hit by a nuclear weapon, right? The Mahabharata talks about what is very obvious, a nuclear exchange. So they've detected high levels of radiation. They have like green glass. People that are, kind of like what happened with Pompeii, where that shock wave came down, superheated gas of shock wave came down, and made those people into like little. I guess they got covered by ash, and they came back and they poured plaster in the holes, and then they found where people were basically just wiped out by the superheated gas. So they found that at Mohenjo-Daro. So yes, places can go away and be lost, like some of the Democrat cities. We've already started to see that. So, I mean, just look throughout time. Mesa Verde, massive temples throughout the world. Of course, Egypt, long lost, and then rediscovered. Persepolis in Iran, of course, when Alexander the Great came through, they burned the city. Alexander the Great was not going to damage the city. He liked culture, but the people of that city, the deep state, pretty much burned it. Right. So, and then you have I've been to Ephesus in Turkey, fantastic city. The reason why it pretty much disappears because the earth rose and the harbor went away, so there was no reason for the city anymore and abandoned. So Machu Picchu, I've been there. Chichen Itza, I've been there. So a lot of these places I've been to, and there's a lot more throughout the world. So how do these places just completely, disappear? It's because they had Democrats, right? They had liberal Democrats in their cities, and the rest of the people came and drove them all away and let the cities just go to waste, right? I'm kidding, kind of not. But anyway, so I think that's what's going to happen to a lot of these cities. Now, Trump has said that we'll rebuild them. I don't know why. I say it's kind of like when you go into, you drive by those homes and they're like, they're haunted and no one wants to go around them except during Halloween, and then everybody gets scares the hell out of themselves. I used to go into some of those places when I was a kid, and I was like, ooh, this place is creepy, right? That's kind of the way some of these cities will be, I think, in the future. No one will care. We won't want to go there anymore. So I was listening to a video just recently. Here it is. Said it? No. I think it was Sean Ryan. He had a guy on that was the security security detail lead for Charlie Kirk, and both of those guys, Sean Ryan should know better, but both of those guys were spreading stupid, right? So the one guy was talking about how the bullet went into Charlie Kirk's throat, and they couldn't find a bullet. And there's been people, saying, where's the bullet? So he's saying there's like this bullshit that's going around out there that the bullet went into Charlie's spinal column and traveled down his spinal column and then blew out deep down his spinal column and fragmented it. And that's why you don't see the bullet coming out the back. Like, are you friggin' kidding me? It went into soft tissue. It's going to come out the other end of soft tissue. But even if it did hit the spine, it's going to blow the spine out in the back. All right, so this clown and Sean Ryan, what's going on, dude? So Sean Ryan is all about it. He's praying for this guy, and this guy's like crying. I'm like, boy, that's an act. Dude, somebody taught you how to cry. So he has no control. So I can tell you, as a detail lead in the CIA and for Ambassador Bremer, and you're a hard man. You're a hard man. You don't cry, right? No, later on I cry. I cry because I'm touched with love and God and Archangel Michael. But back then I was a hard man. I didn't come out and cry about everything. This guy's crying about everything. So it's an act to me. I don't believe it. I've seen a lot of people that put on shows, lies and so forth. I'm skilled at looking at people that lie and bullshit, and this guy, I believe it. So, Sean Ryan, come on, dude. A lot of stuff you put out there has been really good. This one is bad, dude. You look really bad with this guy. All right. So yeah. And so Sean Ryan even says that when a bullet goes in and fragments, it just disappears. What, dude? Metal? Yeah, it'll hit bone and fragment. That is what holotip is supposed to do. If it hits bone, if not, it's going to go through soft tissue and out the other side. So that's what I believe. It was the angle that we saw that black goop that was coming out of his neck. That hole should have gone out the back and unrestricted. So both these guys are saying it made a radical turn, went into the spinal column, went down the spinal column, and blew up and disappeared. All the fragments disappeared. Because I guess whoever's lying about the bullets are saying, yep,